what an agent is supposed to do. An agent is supposed to act, access memory, and reason. What is step number one?
Just define what is it that what are the goals that you want the agent to really achieve it for you.
Let's say my goal is to get 10,000 credit card customers.
So look now, if that is the goal, the first thing that the agent needs to figure out is for 10,000 such consumers, what is the message that I would want to deliver. So the agent needs to reason out and identify, looking at those 10,000 customers, dipping into the database or the access of data that you've given for the creative agent to know what it needs to look in as information for your consumer. Having identified that, it will then give a clear brief within the agent to say, now convert this into a script and a video that will help drive persuasion in these 10,000 consumers. We did this for our credit card, and when you think of a usual way, we would have had one output, one film which would have just probably shared out to everyone. Now, interestingly, the creative agent would figure out that for these 10,000 consumers, it created one-on-one scripts. It created a one-on-one videos, which are very, very different than what they are for you or for me. So it took those 10,000 consumers, looked at what, segmented it and said that, okay, hey, these 10,000 probably can be in the bunch of 5. Each segments are different. Some of them are the ones who would probably look at budget. Some of them would probably want luxury. The others may want to look at experiential travel, so on and so forth. And then it converted that into a video.
Hello Neha. Adventure is about making memories, not spending a fortune.
With your Kotak Air Plus credit card, earn 5 air miles per 100 rupees on travel, just 2% forex, plus complimentary lounge access worldwide.
Apply now and make every journey unforgettable.
So that is probably the reasoning piece, was to understanding the consumer and the benefits, and hence which lever to pick around and what to do. The act part was where you've got the agent to really make content for you, and it acted by creating videos for you. And then finally, memory piece is where it said, okay, now if this is for Air Plus, then the memory is where it knew that, okay, hey, what is the world for Air Plus? It should look of a certain color. It should probably talk into a certain segment. It should also have the kind of benefits that Air Plus has as a credit card. So that's the memory piece. You have the memory, you have the reasoning on segmenting, understanding, and the act was where it had to just go and create a video for us.
So, Kedar, my question is, if I ask AI to act like a creative guy, now this creative guy could be an art director also. It could be a copy guy also. Would it be too vague?
The difference is this: when you leave it to open-ended, like a creative person, it can go anywhere. It can find a reference of any creative person, any kind of creativity, and it'll give you an output, because it's still designed to giving an output. Versus trying to tell him, act like only X person, which is also very, very restrictive for an agent. So now you have to define and understand, how do I go from act like an actor of a specific kind or a pattern to letting it decide what kind of an actor it needs to be and still be acceptable to what the brand has to offer or what the brand world is. I think that is a very, very different skill. So it's like a coach. You're letting your team players perform the way they want, but you still want them to kind of play in certain contours and wait for it to pan out as the game happens. The second thing is that because you have within an agent also many agents operating, route all of the inter-agent actions through an orchestrator. The third thing is very, very important. Assigning the right memory type. And think of this, right? Like a creative agent needs brand history. The creative agent needs what is your brand world. The creative agent needs to know what is the brand positioning statement. What is my design structure? What is my design archetype? All of that. That is where choosing the right memory becomes extremely important. Likewise, your entire copywriter needs to know what is it that has worked in the past for me as copies creating the output that I have. So all of this is important. You have to decide on the right kind of memory that you would want your agent to have. And it acted by creating videos for you.
ओह, 1,000 रुपए का ट्रैफिक चालान।
लेट फाइन लगने से पहले पे कर देता हूँ। कार्ड डिटेल्स, सीवीवी।
रुकिए, साइबर क्रिमिनल्स ट्रैफिक चालान मैसेजेस भेजकर फ्रॉड पेमेंट लिंक से कार्ड, सीवीवी या बैंक डिटेल्स का गलत इस्तेमाल करते हैं। चालान का पेमेंट सिर्फ ऑफिशियल वेबसाइट या ऐप पर ही करें।
Okay. Now, because you've taught me about the multi-agent model, I will not deploy one agent for writing. I will deploy multiple sub-agents and then connect them to the CEO, the lead writer. These sub-agents will be allocated the following tasks. Agent number 1 will be topic scouter. I will tell the topic scouter that Think School is a business school on the internet. We make geopolitical, economical, political, and business case studies. Then I will give the topic scouter access to Twitter, access to my YouTube comments data, access to YouTube trends, maybe Economic Times, Hindustan Times, and several other newspapers, and maybe some international news channels like BBC, Ground News, and so on and so forth. Once that is done, then I will ask the topic scouter to find the most relevant subject according to the Twitter trend today or the Google trend today, so that I can get maximum viewership. And I will also give it a constraint that it must only pick topics that might possibly have a 1-week media cycle, so that I have time for production. Am I thinking right over here?
The way you've divided the scope and looking at specialized agents within the system, you've reduced the scope of error.
Perfect. Then I will place an orchestrator in between. This orchestrator will understand all the titles suggested by the topic scouter and then evaluate whether that title is relevant for Think School or not. Only if it is relevant, it will then pass on this title to a research agent. Is this correct? So orchestrator between two agents. Once this data is received by the research agent, this research agent will then have again access to the news channels, all the research documents like WHO articles or WHO research papers, market research papers, or World Bank research papers, using which it will then collate data sets and stories that can then be written into a YouTube content piece. Then after this process is done, it will then go to the copywriter who will then write the piece of content in the most lucrative way possible, with the right hooks, with the right storytelling, with the right analogies. And again, here it will have access to all my scripts and maybe my communication masterclass where I've taught all these frameworks. And after it writes everything properly, it will then go to a compliance agent maybe again to check if everything has been written properly. After this is done, the output is prepared and then the output is given to the lead writer who does all the quality check. And after the quality check is done, it then goes to the editor.
Why do you need to do it?
But then what's the purpose of the lead writer? What's the purpose of the CEO?
Do you need one? Is a question that you need to ask. The moment you're trying to create a system, what we have learned is that it has changed the process. It has changed the flow because it doesn't operate like how you usually think as humans do. So exactly the question of, do I need this now? Because if it is already compliant, if it has been asked to write something which is always going to be compliant, then I don't need a compliant check after that.
Maybe then it will do a viewership check, whether this content piece will generate enough viewership or not. And if it doesn't cross a certain threshold, then maybe the loop can start all over again, where it will then ask the topic scouter to find another title and then carry out the entire process.
Yes.
If this clip gave you value, please subscribe to this channel so that we can keep bringing you game-changing business insights.